Is Raghu Prabhu here? No, he is not here. He is going to work. But thank you, Swarna Gauri Mataji, for kindly opening the doors of your home.
Haribo!
I'm very, very grateful that almost every time that I have been here, there has been a program organized by Swarna Gauri Mataji. She's very kind-hearted, and she really reminds me of my own mother, very, very motherly.
Haribo!
I'm thankful to all the senior devotees present here, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Apurva Prabhu, Kamalini Mataji, Mother Urmila, and anybody else is there? Okay, so the Prabhupada disciples, and thank you, each and every one of you. I'd also like to thank Leela Shakti Mataji for playing such an important role in the entire community, as well as the stronghold of the entire community, Shri Veer Krishna Maharaj, for keeping the community.
Haribo!
My dear friend Rohini Nandan Prabhu and my Mataji for kindly hosting me at their place, and for all the wonderful devotees who've been cooking Prashadam and bringing.
Haribo!
So this is the final part of the Art of Sadhana Bhakti, and we will conclude the series. But before we begin, I'd like to offer Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnana-Shalaghaya Chakshuromilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Namisham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagaragatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasantam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vesaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Prashnatare Satarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratyase Namaha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopecha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshat Kalpa Tarubhyasya Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jai Welcome dear devotees. It is so nice to have an audience which is having the heart of relishing some poetry, some rasa. This wonderful audience I cannot get anywhere else in the world, because a Vaishnava audience is truly a like-minded audience. There is a wonderful verse by Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati in his commentary to Sri Geet Govinda, wonderful verse by him. And this verse is as follows. Please sing after me. Shrangari chet kave kave rasamayam jagat eva ched shrangari sarvam virasatam vraje. Prabodhananda Saraswati says, Sringari Chet Kavi. One of the 26 qualities of a Vaishnav is that a Vaishnav is Kavi. And what is the meaning of Kavi, dear devotees?
Poet.
Poet. A Vaishnav is supposed to be a poet. And if not composing poetry directly, at least relishing the poetry of the previous acharyas. So how many of us wish to be poets? Please raise your hands, dear devotees. Wonderful. One of the 26 qualities of a Vaishnav. Sringari Chet. If the poet is an expert connoisseur in Madhurya Ras and other rasas, Sarvam Rasamayam Jagat, the entire world becomes full of rasa. If the audience is like-minded and they are also Rasik Kavis, the entire mood is uplifted. Sa eva ched ashringari. But if the audience is not like-minded, they do not have the heart for poetry, Sarvam Virasatam Rachet. Everything is spoiled. Dear devotees, the success of the event depends not on the speaker. The success of the event depends on the audience. And I am so happy I got Shringari Kavis. I got wonderful audience who are expert connoisseurs of Bhakti Rasa. When in my childhood, at one point of time, my Sanskrit teacher was teaching Kavya and he was speaking from the Meghdut Kavya of Kavi Kalidas. So he was speaking from Meghdut and he was singing verses from Meghdut in the meter Manda Kranta. And when he was singing so nicely, one of the students yawned loudly. So, oh, Sringari, he understood, this person is not meant for poetry. At that time, he had said, one person who is not a connoisseur of rasa can spoil the mood of an entire assembly. Just as if a dead fly falls in a packet of sweets, it can give diarrhea to the entire marriage party. I believe all of you agree with this. Yes? We need an audience where everybody is rasik like all of you and open-minded devotees. We are here to have some very good time. Today we are going to relish some smaran about Sri Bhagwan. Do a little philosophy in the beginning and then relish some smaran about Bhagwan. But here is the translation. Advaita Chandra Prabhu. Please.
If the poet is an expert connoisseur in ras, especially Madhurya ras, then he can fill the entire world with ras. On the other hand, if he is a complete illiterate in this regard, then everything becomes tasteless.
This, dear devotees, is a wonderful example. Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati also understands. So all of you are wonderful kavis. I am so happy to have this audience. But there is still one particular entity which is a Sringari and which can cause disturbance in the entire program. Can you guess what? Mobile. Are wonderful. Let me ensure that mine is on silent. Now that is out of the way, dear devotees, this mobile phone has spoiled many of my classes. And I am usually, the devotees, class goes very well if not a single phone rings. But usually, somehow or other, sometimes one or two phones ring. And therefore, I was so frustrated, I ended up creating a verse on mobile phones. This verse is in the meter Vasanta Tilakam. Same as Brahma Samhita. I will sing Please sing after me. काल समस्त भुवनं ग्रसते प्रचंडो काल समस्त भुवनं ग्रसते प्रचंडो कालमप्यः नाशयति प्रकामम् संपर्कयन्त्रधनुजं तमहो भवन्तः कुर्वन्तु शान्तमुत निष्क्रियतां नयन्तु कालः समस्तभुवनं ग्रसते प्रचंडो कालः this time factor समस्तभुवनं ग्रसते it eats up the entire three worlds. Prachando, it is very fierce, dear devotees. But yah kalam api ahaha nashayati prakamam. But there is an entity which also eats up time. Time eats up the entire world, but something eats your time. What is that?
Samparka yantra.
Samparka yantra danjam. This is even named mobile phone, which is capable of eating up all your time. Tamaho bhavantaha. Oh, all of you, dear devotees, kurvantu shantam. Please silence this demon. Nishkriyatam or switch him off completely. Dear devotees.
Hariva.
The time factor devours all the worlds, for it is extremely fierce. Alas, there is an entity, however, who destroys even this time factor to a great degree. This is a demon that carries the name mobile phone. Oh, respected members of the audience, kindly silence this demon or switch him off.
So, this is a verse created out of frustration. As you know, I undergo various emotions in life, one of which is frustration. This verse was written in utter frustration because mobile phones ring whenever I am in the middle of a wonderful verse. Suddenly a phone rings and then I have to bring back the attention of the audience. Anyways, dear devotees, we will begin now with a statement by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada speaks in the teachings of Queen Kunti, 19th chapter. He says, please read Prabhu.
When there is hearing, there must also be speaking or chanting. So we must speak and chant about Krishna. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. And as soon as one becomes expert in hearing and chanting, the next stage is Smaranam, thinking or meditation.
Yeah, I remember in the first talk, when Prabhu asked the question, you spoke about Kirtan, but you did not speak about Shravan. So Srila Prabhupada is answering here. This is what Srila Prabhupada says. Where there is Shravan, there must also be Kirtan. So there is no Shravan without Kirtan. So we speak and chant about Krishna, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. And then as soon as we become expert, then the next stage, the result of Shravan and Kirtan should be Smaran. And I have highlighted this is the most important, this is the heart of Sadhana Bhakti. In all the limbs, this is the essential oil which gives the fragrance to all the limbs of Bhakti. Without this essential factor of genuine attachment, genuine Smaran, all other limbs, they lose their fragrance. And therefore, Sri Rupa Goswami has said, Smartavya Satatam Vishnu Vismartavyo na Jatuche. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And what is the meaning of always? We know now. At least once a day. Those who attended the second talk will know. Always means at least once a day. So a student goes to school every single day. So somebody asks, do you go to school? Yeah, I am always going to school. I never miss it. So dear devotees, he is going only how many times a day? Once. But he says, I always go to school. I never miss it. So in this way, always remembering Krishna means remembering Shri Krishna at least once a day. And this Smaran is performed in all stages of life it is possible. Sri Jiva Goswami specifies in the Bhakti Sandarbha that Smaran is such a limb of Bhakti that Smaran will help us where sometimes even other limbs of Bhakti may not be able to help so much. First, please repeat, dear devotees. Garbhe. In the womb, it is possible to perform Smaran. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described that when the living entity is inside the womb, that living entity performs one limb of Bhakti. And which limb of Bhakti does the living entity perform? Smaran. At that point of time, the living entity remembers Bhagwan and earnestly prays to Bhagwan, this time I will not forget you. So what is possible even in Garbha, even in the womb, is the process of Smaran. Second, please repeat. Balye. In childhood. Dear devotees, in childhood, it is possible to perform Smaran. The best example of this was Shri Dhruva Maharaj, Shri Prahlad Maharaj. If they can perform Smaran in childhood, other children can also perform Smaran. Smaran is possible even in childhood. Next, Yauvane. Yauvane is in youth. Ambarish Maharaj performed Smaran of Bhagwan in youth. And there are so many other examples of performing Smaran in youth. Next, Vardhakye. In old age also, Dhritarashtra was able to perform Smaran of Bhagwan. Dhritarashtra, who otherwise had absolutely no inclination towards bhakti, but when Dhritarashtra lost all of his sons at the hands of one Pandav, which Pandav? Bhimsen. And then Dhritarashtra, even after having all his sons killed at the hands of Bhimasen, he was living at the palace of the Pandavas. And then Vidur came and chastised Dhritarashtra that you are living like a dog on the bread thrown by the killer of your own sons. If you have any shame and self-respect remaining, you should leave now. And then Dhritarashtra and Gandhari left to the forest and performed Smaran of Bhagavan. Next, Marane. At the moment of death, also it is possible to perform Smaran. Ajamil, etc. Maharaj Khatwang has performed Smaran on the moment of death. So, even at the moment of death, it is possible to perform Smaran. In fact, the condition of perfection at the moment of death is kept on Smaran. Antakale cha mam eva japan Shrinvan Khadan no. Pasyan no. Antakale cha mam eva Smaran pa kalevaram. That on the final moment of life, remembering me, one becomes liberated from this material body. Now, at the moment of death, everything ends, but Smaran continues. Please repeat. Swargitayam. Even in heavenly planets, it is possible to perform Smaran. Even after death, it is possible to perform Smaran. Classic example of this is Maharaj Chitraketu. Maharaj Chitraketu had seen Bhagwan face to face. But even after having seen Bhagwan face to face, Bhagwan knew that he had some material desires remaining. And therefore, after his death, he went to Swarga. And in Swarga, he was having two arms around two Gandharva ladies. And he was remembering Bhagwan's and singing his names. Even in Swarga, it is possible to perform Smaran. And finally, Narakitayamapi. Even in hellish planets, it is possible to perform Smaran. Janak Maharaj once visited the hellish planets, and as soon as he entered the hellish planets, all the residents of hell started feeling very pleasant once again. And they requested him to stay there. So Janak Maharaj said, I will not stay for long, but all of you please remember Sri Krishna and chant his name. And when they were remembering Sri Krishna and chanting his name, all of them gradually, by the influence of Janak Maharaj, elevated themselves to higher planets. So, there is one limb which is possible in all stages of life, and that glorious limb of bhakti is Smaran, the heart of sadhan bhakti. The essence of sadhan bhakti is Smaran. And as I said, Smaran is also a practice. We have to practice on a day-to-day basis. In the morning, I asked everybody which is the favorite pastime from the 10th canto that you can very easily remember. And most individuals ended up saying, which Leela? Damodar Leela. Please tell me what is the reason? Practice. So, Smaran is a culture, Smaran is a cultivation. Often it is said that Smaran will come instantly as some sort of Shakti path. You know what is Shakti path? That after maybe a few decades of chanting, suddenly you will receive a flash of lightning and you will have perfect Smaran. That is not what it is. If that were the case, Smaran would not be part of Sadhan Bhakti. Smaran has been made part of which Bhakti? Sadhan. Why the Sadhan Bhakti? Which means we have to practice it. Which means we have to cultivate Smaran actively. And it begins with one Smaran daily. And that one Smaran can be performed in the morning. We saw in this morning talk how we wake up in the morning. And what is the first thing we do after we wake up in the morning?
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Dear devotees, we immediately remember a few verses about Bhagwan Shri Krishna which are dear to our heart. And by chanting Krishna Krishna, the purification is immediate and the eligibility to perform Smaran is attained immediately. Somebody may say that I am not able to perform Smaran in such a nice manner, my meditation breaks immediately. I am not a very good visualizer. So Sri Jiva Goswami says, don't worry, you are beginning on the first stage. Please continue with enthusiasm. Smaran progresses in 5 stages. Sri Jiva Goswami says, I am giving the names of the 5 stages and the name of every stage I am highlighting in red color. Please repeat after me. Yatkinche Sandhanam Smaranam. So the name of the first stage is highlighted in red. What is the name of the first stage? Sri Jiva Goswami says Yat Kinchit Anusandhanam. We are sitting somewhere. Yat Kinchit, whatever we can easily remember without putting much effort, that we should remember, and that becomes known as the first stage. What is the name of the first stage? Smaran. We are sitting somewhere casually. Suddenly, we can remember some pastime of Bhagwan, even if we can remember it for 5 or 10 seconds. The meditation breaks after that. No problem. Please try to do it. Yena kena prakarena manaha Krishne niveshayet. Somehow or other, invest the mind in Krishna. But these meditations should be based strictly on the basis of the descriptions in Shastra and the previous acharyas. So therefore, whatever one can easily remember about Sri Krishna, one should do. And then we have begun the first stage. What is the name of the first stage? Smaran. Now, this has to be practiced or cultivated. Now we have to do it in a more dedicated manner. Please repeat after me. Sarvata Shamakrishya Samanya Karena Name of the second stage? Dharana is a little bit of effort is required now. Sarvatas Chittam Akrishya. Pulling your consciousness from all distractions and bringing it in one place and focusing samanya karena in a general manner upon Bhagwan, Bhagwan's Naam, Bhagwan's Roop, Bhagwan's qualities, Bhagwan's Leela, in a general manner to do it. This is called as the second stage and the name is Dharana. Third, Visheshato Upadi Chintanam Dhyanam. Now we will start having preferences. I like this particular form more. I like these particular qualities more. I like these particular pastimes more. There one will not have the fear, oh, I should give equal preference to all names, equal preference to all pastimes. That fear will no longer exist. Now one is having their own choice. And then one goes according to swaras. What is the meaning of swaras? One's own pace. Swaras has begun now. and now you have attained the third stage in which you are able to intensely focus upon a specific name, form, quality or pastime of Bhagwan. And what is the name of this stage? Dhyan. Dhyan is concentrated meditation. By practicing Dhyan, it becomes so easy that it starts coming back to us. Normally, when we are sitting anywhere, it starts coming back to us like an unbroken stream of nectar. Sri Jiva Goswami says, Amrita Dharava Chinnam Tandruvanu Smriti. Amrita Dharavat, she says, like a stream of nectar. But we have not seen a stream of nectar. So, like a stream of honey, very thick and unbroken, avichinnam, tad dhruvanu smriti. When it naturally starts coming to us in an unbroken manner, now we have deep emotions towards Bhagwan. We have mamatva. Bhagwan is mine. Shri Krishna is mine. So, when that is present, then we have attained the fourth stage, which is known as Dhruva Anu. Dhruva is fixed, Anu is repeated, Smriti is meditation. Fixed, repeated, meditation. Dhruva Anu Smriti. Dhruva Anu Smriti. Finally, when it becomes so intense that only the object of meditation, Shri Krishna, and his associates and abode remain in the mind, nothing else remains in the mind. We go to the final stage. ध्येयमात्र final stage is called samadhi. ध्येयमात्र spuranam, when only the object of meditation remains in the mind and nothing else remains in the mind, we call it which stage? Samadhi. When we quit our body, should we quit our body on the stage of smaranam or should we quit our body on the stage of samadhi?
Samadhi. Samadhi.
Samadhi. And what is the praman? What is the proof that somebody can say, I can just casually remember Krishna at the moment of death? Why only samadhi? Because Krishna has said in the Gita, Anta kalecha am eva. And what is the meaning of eva?
Only.
Only me. Exclusively me. And this exclusively me is attained on which stage? Samadhi. It's not that in some corner of my mind I am remembering Krishna and in another major corner of my mind I have my shiny red Tesla car and then who will take care of it and thus I leave my body. Next life I will have to take care of the Tesla car which I could not take care of in this life. So on which stage should we leave our body? When there is no other thought in the mind, only the object of meditation, then it is called samadhi. But to reach samadhi, we have to go gradually, step by step. I remember that my own son, we have to move ahead. Okay, we have to push ahead. Dear devotees, please come near me. I have taken a bath.
So we go move the harmony. Okay, all the kids.
Two people can sit here.
All the kids.
So Dhyana will be corresponding with state of Nishta.
Dhyanam will be the correspondence is not given, but around the stage of Nishta. Yes.
And Dharana.
Dharana will be attained during the stage of anartha nivritti. They are trying to do dharana and they are. Alright, everybody is well settled? Alright, please everybody settle down quickly so that we can continue. Okay. Now, we have to attain the final stage of our remembrance. And what is that final stage?
Samadhi.
And it is very important to go to the final stage. But in order to go to the final stage, we have to begin from stage 1, which is smarana. Because I remember when I saw one mother, she was beginning to switch from breast milk to cow's milk. And the child was not drinking cow's milk so easily. So this was one of my relatives. So I asked her, why don't you just feed him one entire glass of milk? He will get used to it. So she said, you don't understand. You are not mother. Why are you using your intelligence in where it is not required? She said that initially I will feed only 1 spoon of cow's milk to the child, and gradually I will increase the quantity, and thus I will gradually switch him over from breast milk to cow's milk. And after a few months, I saw that child was drinking an entire glass of milk and asking for yogurt and everything else. So this is how progress is made. Kanashaha, kanashashchaiva. By moment, saving one and each and every moment, gradually investing each and every moment in Smaran, we make progress. So please invest small moments, begin with the small moments, and then we can go higher. And then we can invest minutes and hours, and finally we can have Samadhi. But we will begin now with the actual practice of Smaran. Now let's go, dear devotees, to the sweet part, Kavya, because Kavya is the immediate window into Smaranam. Dear devotees, Sri Rupa Goswami in the Padyavali, he composes a wonderful verse which is Smaran of Sri Krishna. Its verse is in the meter Anushtup. I will try to sing. Please sing after me. Namo Narina Netraya Venu Vadya Vinodine Radhadhar Sudha Pana Maline Vanamaline. Although I have drawn the painting on the screen, but the most important thing is to draw the painting on the canvas of the heart. Now, dear devotees, we will try to draw the painting on the canvas of the heart. I will sing parts of the verse and then we will try to draw the painting on the canvas of the heart. Please sing after me. Namo Narina Netraya.
Namo Narina Netraya.
I pay my obeisances to Nalina Netraya, that personality whose eyes are similar to a lotus, fully grown lotus. Dear devotees, in your heart, are you able to see the lotus eyes of that particular personality? If you are not able to see, please sing once again and then try to see his eyes in your heart. Namo Narina Netraya.
Namo Narina Netraya.
Devotees, we'll add another detail now. Venu Vadya Vinodine.
Venu Vadya Vinodine.
Vinodine, he takes great joy in Venu Vadya, in playing the Venu. The Venu is the most organic bamboo flute. Bhagwan has 3 types of flutes, Venu, Vamshi and Murli. The Venu being the most organic bamboo flute that he loves to play in the forests of Sri Vrindavan. Venu Vadya Vinodine. He is taking great delight in playing the flute. And then he suddenly stops because he hears something. Radhadhar Sudha Pana.
Radhadhar Sudha Pana. There are some nectarian words coming from the lips of Sri Radha. Pana Shaline, he loves to drink those words to his ears. Panamaline, and he is wearing a garland of forest flowers. Dear devotees, I hope you were able to do a little visualization of Sri Krishna in your hearts. I will sing once again and then you please see him again in your heart. Namo Narina Netraya. Namo Narina Netraya.
Vadya Vinodine. Radhadhar Sudha
Sudha Pan is now see the magic of Sri Rupa Goswami. Prabhu, kindly read the first line.
Obeisances to the lotus-eyed one.
This is defining Naam, Roop, Gun or Leela. What is it defining?
Rupa.
Venu Vadya Vinodine.
Obeisances to him who delights in playing the flute.
This is a guna, this is a quality of Bhagavan. Radha Dhara Sudha Pana Shaline.
Obeisances to him who is an expert in drinking the nectarian words emanating from the lips of Radha.
This is denoting Leela or his pastimes. Vanamaline.
Obeisances unto Sri Vanamali.
Naam, Roop, Guna, Leela, all combined in a single verse in the meter, Anushtu. This is the expertise of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. He had us meditate on the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna in a single verse. But everything was packed together. We had a little difficult time in remembering. We need to separate out Naam, Roop, Guna, and Leela. Therefore, dear devotees, let's go to the Smaran of Roop of Bhagavan, Smaran of the form of Bhagavan. One particular day, Sri Radha, who was growing up in Sri Vrindavan, she was walking on the banks of the Yamuna. While walking on the banks of the Yamuna, she suddenly saw that one particular personality, and this personality was absolutely beautiful. It was almost night, the full moon was rising in the sky. This personality came out of the Yamuna, the waters of the Yamuna dripping from his body, the full moon shining above him, water droplets of the Yamuna dripping from his hair. Coming out of the Yamuna, he tied his hair, put a peacock feather around his head, and then he stood under the tamala tree and started playing upon the flute. Did you see him, dear? As soon as she saw him, he gave her a very crooked sidelong glance. She ran away. And when she ran away, she came back home. She was not feeling good because something has changed now. She has developed some feelings for Sri Krishna. When she came back home, she is not appearing very good. Her friends ask her what happened. And then she starts saying, I saw somebody in the forest. They say, please describe who it was. So she describes, Sri Rupa Goswami describes in the Padyavali. This verse is in the meter, Vasanta Tilakam. I will sing. Please sing after me. Indi Varodar Sahodar Medura Shri. Medura Shri. Indi Varodar Sahodar Medura Shri. Indi Varodar Sahodar Medura Shri. Jagadanangamayam karoti. He said, Indivara Udara Sahodara Medura Shri. Please hear Lalita. Medura Shri, his body was very soft. As soft as the Sahodar, as the middle portion of an Indivar, of the blue lotus. His body was very, very soft and radiant, as the middle portion of a blue lotus flower blooming in the middle of the night. Usually lotuses don't bloom in the middle of the night, but this lotus bloomed in the middle of the night. Vaso, for his clothes, He had a complete contrast which added to his beauty. Dravat Kanaka Vrindanibham. This cloth was exactly like molten gold, like a flash of lightning. And to add to his beauty, Mukta Mauktika Manohara Hara Vaksha. His chest was decorated with a liberally hanging pearl necklace. Koyam Yuva, who is this young boy? Jagat, my entire world. Anangamayam Karoti, he is filling with the God of love. My entire world is filled with love. My entire world is filled with Cupid. I cannot understand who is this particular person. In the last line, she accidentally ended up saying a second meaning. Please repeat after me. Oyam yuva jagadarangamayam garode.
Oyam yuva jagadarangamayam.
Oyam yuva, who is this young boy? Jagat, the entire world. Anangamayam. He is making ananga. He is making them lose their anga material bodies and get liberated. Oyam yuva, who is this young boy who is liberating the entire material world of all their material bodies. This is the translation. Kindly read.
His effulgence is as soothing as the effulgence emanating the whirl of a blue lotus. He wears clothes that resemble brilliant molten gold. A necklace of pristine pearls hangs liberally from his neck. Dear Sakhi, who is this young boy? His anga body is making the entire world completely ananga, devoid of a body, full of beauty.
The devotees, Sri Radha saw at night this particular person. Oh, Ascharya Ras. Which Ras is the devotees? But it's Ascharya Ras. The devotees takes the form of for the first time, the devotees were experiencing some rasa. Which rasa? Ascharya rasa. When rasa exists in a particular audience, it means that the audience is rasik. Thank you, devotees, for being rasik. All of you are definitely rasik. This Ascharya ras is indicating the fact that there is some rasa within the audience, and wherever there is rasa, there is the personal presence of Sri Krishna. Because the Taittiriya Upanishad says, please repeat, Raso Vaisaha.
Raso Vaisaha.
So what that, you felt, devotees, that were a small particle of God. Oh, wonderful devotees, this is a small particle, a very, very tiny particle, an initial beginning of the expression of rasa, the experience of rasa. And each rasa should finally give the following feeling. The feeling that every rasa should give is, please repeat, wow.
Wow.
That wow, dear devotees, is the end result of every rasa. So how many of you felt a little wow? Please raise your hand. Wow, dear devotees, huh? Wow. And if you felt the wow, you felt a tiny particle of what? And if you felt a tiny particle of rasa, you were touched little bit directly by whom, dear devotees?
Krishna.
This. Now once again, if I show you, look here. Now, wow. No wow. Why? It doesn't happen again and again, dear devotees. It doesn't happen again and again. It only happens when the right ingredients come together at the right time in order to nourish something within the heart. Alright, wonderful. This was Smarana of Rupa. Alright, Smarana of Rupa. Now, dear devotees, we will do Smarana of Guna. Now, see, every time International Society for Krishna Consciousness, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Sri Balram says, sometimes remember me also, remember my qualities. So, sometimes we should remember Sri Balram. And dear devotees, now we will perform a Smaran of the qualities of whom? Sri Balram. This is from the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. One of the qualities of Sri Balaram is that he likes to get a little intoxicated. So when Sri Balaram gets a little intoxicated, and this Varuni is one of the favorite drinks of Sri Balaram. Is Varuni, after he drinks Varuni, our Balram loses a little control over his voice and body. When he loses a little control over his voice and body, Sri Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu a particular verse which defines the state of Sri Balaram. This verse is in the meter Prithvi. I'll try to sing. Please sing after me. Bhava Brahmadi Medin Lambate Chandrama Bhava Brahmadi Medin Lambate Chandrama Krishna Bhavadadrutam Hasandigam Krishnaya Shishudumumunchame Papapapana Pakrastitam Munchame Papapapana Patrastitam Maras Galitamal Banhaladarashi Ambagriya The devotees Balaram is intoxicated and saying Bhava Brahmati Medini, the earth is spinning around. Lambate Chandrama, the moon is hanging upside down. Krishna, Bhavadadrutam, speak quickly. Hasanti Kim Krishna, Arda Krishna is laughing on me. Shishi Dumumunchame, Papa Patra Sitam, give me Baba my may our Balram, who was thus faltering in intoxication, Haladara, Shriyam Vahakriya, give auspiciousness to all you intoxicated.
Hariva.
This is one of the secondary rasas. Which rasas is this, dear devotees? You were touched by another ras. In a single assembly, you were touched by two rasas. One is which ras? Ashtarya. One is which ras? Wonderful. You were touched by two of the 12 rasas. And that in the beginning, that had a tiny touch of Madhurya. That's all right. I don't tell anything. Please don't tell anything. That in the beginning. Anyways, dear devotees, now we will do a little smaran of, we have done Guna, now we will also do a little smaran of Leela. There is a very rare literature on Vatsalya Ras. Usually I have not found literature on Vatsalya Ras. I found literature on Satya Ras, I found literature on Dasya Ras, I found literature on Madhurya Ras. Madhurya Ras, there are cartload of literatures, but Vatsalya Ras, there are not many literatures. Fortunately, in the western side of India, in the state of Maharashtra, there appeared a Kavi named Sridhar Kavi. And he wrote a literature called Vatsalya Rasayanam, which is based exclusively on Sri Krishna's Leela in Vrindavan and wonderful sweet verses on which ras? Vatsalya Ras. This Leela pastime, the devotees of Vatsalya Ras, sometimes our parents, Nanda and Yashoda, they like to tease Krishna a little bit. And when they tease Krishna, he becomes a little annoyed. So their devotees becomes a little annoyed when they tease him. Once again, you are experiencing which ras? So please sing after me. The verse is in the meter. Vasanta Tilakam, please sing after me. Gaurohamasmi janani tava chapi gauri. Gaurohamasmi janani tava chapi gauri.
काकतुल्य इति जल्पति नन्दताते निष्टम्भयश्च सरुषं स्वदनौ विलिम्पन् चित्तेस्तु मे कृतकगौरशिशु सदैव Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. Nanda Maharaj took him in his lap and started saying to him, Gauroham asmi. Arey beta, I am Gaura. I am Gaura. You know what is Gaura?
Fair.
Gauroham asmi. Beta, I am Gaura. Janani tava chapi Gauri. Your mother is also Gauri. Tvam kaakatuya. Jalpati Nandatate. In this way, Maharaj Nanda was doing Jalpati Prajalpa, which there is a lot of Prajalpa in the spiritual world. So, please keep practicing in the Jalpati Nandatate. In this way, Nanda Maharaj did Prajalpa. Our Bhagavan became very angry. Dear devotee, this is not about color. The thing is, the indirect indication is, maybe you are not our child. Huh? Who knows? Sometimes, in my childhood, this happened. Dear devotees, I had a fight with one of my cousins in my childhood. And the cousin ended up saying, you are not the child of your parents. They purchased you from the vegetable seller. How many of you have had this trauma in your childhood? Sri Krishna is traumatized at this moment of time. Pishtam payascha sarusham, becoming very angry, he got down, went inside the room and took some wheat flour and milk and started rubbing on his body. Sarusham swatano vilimpan chittes tume kritaka gauri shishu. May that artificially white boy reside always in the corridors of my heart.
Haribo.
Fair complexion, and so is your mother. You, on the other hand, are as dark as a throat. When Nanda Maharaj poked fun at him in this way, he angrily started rubbing white flour and milk on his body. May that child, who now appears artificially fair due to such rubbing, reside always in my heart.
So this devotee, this Vatsalya Rasayana, wonderful literature. This is what happened at that particular time. Which ras is this? Vatsalya. Hasya is a friend of Vatsalya. So, little Hasya will be there. Alright, very good. Wonderful. Now, dear devotees, we will do a little Smaran of Leela here. Now, we will also do a little Smaran of what is Madhurya Leela. Bhagavan Shri Krishna in the Sharad Ritu, he played on the Sharad Purnima day, he played on the flute. And in the middle of the night, he played on the flute and invited all the gopis to come. And when they came, he made them wait for a long time before he opened his eyes. Then suddenly, when he opened his eyes, he suddenly told them, why have you come here? Please go back to your home. Today, devotees, such a person in Vrindavan, they give gali to such a person. You know what is gali? Loving, abusive words should be given to such a person. But the gopis did not say anything. They kept waiting. They did not leave. Finally, he agreed. And then they had the best dance in the entirety of creation. This is known as Rasa. And while describing the Rasa, the devotees, our Vaishnava poet Sri Harisuri composes a wonderful verse in the meter Anushtup. I will sing. Please sing after me. Yesha mukta guno mukto
Suratotsave Mukta Punarmukta Says in his commentary Bhakti Rasayanam. In this wonderful Ras dance, everything got liberated. Kesha Mukta. What is the meaning of Kesha, dear devotees? Hair. The Kesha was Mukta. What is the meaning of Mukta? Liberated. Guno Mukto. Guno, the strings of their clothes were all liberated. Nadbhutam, nothing surprising about it. Suratotsave is the great festival of love. Chitram, what surprises me? Mukta Punar Mukta, even the pearls which were tightly strung, they also got liberated. And Mukta, Sumana Sopicha. Anybody know what is Suman, dear devotees? The flower. The tightly strung flowers also got liberated. Such was the wonderful festival of which dance, dear devotees?
Rasa.
Wonderful verse. But Sri Hari Suri is not an easy poet. If he doesn't give the wow, then we have not understood, dear devotees. Once again. Kesha Mukta Guno Mukto Tam Suratotsave Ram Mukta Punar Mukta Kesha Mukta. Dear devotees, please repeat. Ka Isha Ka Brahma Isha Shiva Kesha Mukta Ka Brahma and Isha Shiva got liberated. Devotees, by saying which dance?
Rasa.
Dance. Guno Mukto, dear devotees, even the gunas, the modes of material nature temporarily felt liberated. Nadbhutam, nothing surprising, this was the great dance of love. Chitram, what surprises me? Mukta, Punar Mukta, even the Mukta, the impersonalists who considered themselves liberated, they also got liberated. Mukta, Sumana Sopicha, and the Sumana, those who have beautiful mind, all the wonderful devotees also got liberated in this life. Which rasa devotees? Ashcharya. Ashcharya is the essence of all the rasas. If you take the essential oil from all the rasas, you will get one rasa. Which rasa is that? Ashcharya. Shri Kavi Karnapur says, Rase Saras Chamatkaro Yam Vinana Raso Rasa. The essence of all rasas is Chamatkar. What is the meaning of Chamatkar? Magic. Wow. Yam Vina. Without this wow, na Raso Rasa. A ras is not actually rasa. You did not feel rasa if you did not feel one factor. Which factor? This devotees is Ashcharya Ras, and the poet is extremely expert in that Ashcharya Ras. Now, we are gradually coming to the conclusion of the presentation. Smaran of Leela once again, dear devotees, I'd like to ask permission from all of you to show a verse of new composition. Yes.
Riva.
The verse of new composition in the meter Shardul Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. I'll sing, please sing after me. Shri Radha Sarlad Bangava Pusha Sakam Tvaya Samskrita
Shri Radha Sarlad Bangava Pusha Sakam Tvaya Samskrita
Hastam Sadadati Tavan Rjukache Tvat Saukyame Vechati Rashmadamradinairabhekshami Janena Damodara Kautilyangaluputra testi paramam Dekache Varadi Sarala?
Simple.
Simple and straightforward also. Look at her standing position. It is very straightforward. And look at the standing position of this crooked person. Tribhanga Vapusha. She is standing with you who is crooked in three places. Sakam Tvaya Samstita. She is very simple in her heart. Now she sees that your body is crooked. Hastam sadadati tavan rijukache. As she runs her hand through your hair, she realizes that not only your body is crooked, your hair is also crooked. Isn't it yet Buddhist? Who here has curly hair? No, like proper curly hair. Nobody, right? All of you are simple-hearted. Very simple-hearted ones. So as she runs her hand through his hair, she realizes even his hair is what? Crooked. She only desires your happiness. Drishva tambradiнаирапekshami. Still you are neglecting her and not looking in her direction. Janena Damodara. I don't know Damodar now what to say. Kautilyam khalu putra testi paramam. Where is the greatest amount of crookedness in you? I don't know. Dehe, is it in your body? Kache, is it in your hair? Vahridi, or is it in your heart? I don't know where the greatest amount of crookedness lies within you. So this is the translation. Please read.
Shri Radha is standing in a straightforward manner with you, whose body is curved in three places. As she runs her hand through your curly hair, she only desires your happiness. Oh Damodar, see your neglectful behavior towards her. I am unable to decide where exactly the highest degree of crookedness lies within you. Does it lie within your body, your hair, or your heart?
I am unable to decide. Devotees. But suddenly, oh, now I understood. Hridaye yasya kautilyam.
Hridaye yasya kautilyam.
Sarvada.
Hare Krishna Sarvada.
Keshadi sarvam vai.
Deha Keshadi Sarvam Vai.
Yatra kutilayate.
Hridaye
Hridaye yasya kautilyam. If somebody's heart is crooked, Hare. If somebody's heart is always crooked, Deha Keshadi Sarvam Vai, his body, his hair automatically start becoming crooked. So, where is the source of all crookedness?
The heart.
Heart. This is the answer to the question.
Now I understood, oh Hari. When crookedness resides constantly in a person's heart, everything related to him, his body, his hair, etc., automatically start attaining crookedness.
Which devotees is the glorious conclusion that we have come to. Anyways, I was very happy today to speak all these verses and give a little glimpse into Smaran. All of us were able to perform a little Smaran, and this was maybe the first stage for most of us. And what is the name of the first stage?
Smaran.
What is the name of the second stage? Dharana. What is the name of the third stage? Dharana. What is the name of the fourth stage? What is the name of the fifth stage? Our aim is by the end of this life to reach which stage? And if we are able to reach that stage, then it is very obvious that we have achieved Shri Krishna Prema. And all of this is possible because of one Acharya, and that Acharya is Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. And Sri Rupa Goswami is such a special Acharya that we should dedicate a special prayer to him. So here is a newly composed verse for Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada in the meter Indra Vajra. I will sing, please sing after me. Ratnakaradhyena Sudhalpa Kumbha
Ratnakaradhyena Sudhalpa Kumbha
Ishkrita Sostu Mahan Ramesha
Ishkrita Sostu Mahan Ramesha
Piyusha Rasabdikarta
Piyusha Rasabdikarta
Srila Ruposti Mameshka Deva
Srila Ruposti Mameshka Deva.
From the ocean, Yena Subha Alpa Kumbha. Somebody brought out a tiny jar of nectar. This one incarnation of Bhagavan, who brought out one tiny jar of nectar in his hands from the churning of the ocean. Who was that, Bhagavan? Dhanvantari. Avishkrita, he brought out. So, Astu Mahan Ramesha, that Lord of Lakshmi may be Mahan, may be very great, no doubt about it. Let him be great. But, Yastu Atra Piyusha Rasabhikarta, but that person who created an entire ocean of nectar for us. What is? Who is that person? Sri Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Sa Srila Rupa Asti Mama Ishtadev. That Sri Rupa Goswami is my worshipable being.
Haribo.
The Supreme Lord, Sri Dhanvantari, the husband of Lakshmi, who extracted a small jar of nectar from the large ocean, will certainly be great. However, that personality who ended up creating an entire ocean of nectar, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that personality named Srila Rupa Goswami is certainly my most worshipable being.
So, dear devotees, Sri Rupa Goswami is the most worshipable deity, in the entire Sampradaya. He has given Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He has given Upadeshamritam. He has given so many texts which were faithfully translated by Srila Prabhupada. And today we have access to those texts by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Dear devotees, we are very glad that we are able to call ourselves Rupanugas, the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami, and that we are in the glorious family of Srila Prabhupada here, gathered together, finishing some of the Siddhantas that Srila Rupa Goswami has given. So I am very thankful to all of you that you kindly assembled here. And I will pause my speech here, dear devotees. Yadatra Skhalitam Kinchit Vidvam Saha Purayantu Tat Yadatra Saushthavam Kinchit Tad Guru Reva Nahi Yadatra Skhalitam Kinchit. It is possible I might have slipped somewhere. That, dear devotees, sometimes in a presentation, some mistakes are made. Gachatah Skhalanam Kwapi Bhavatyeva Pramadatah Hasanti Durjanastatra Sama Dadati Sadhavah. Gachatah Skhalanam Kwapi. While walking, who doesn't slip? Please tell me, who here has not slipped while walking in their childhood? Everybody has slipped. Bhavati eva pramadatah. It happens because of inattention. Hasanti Durjanastatra. The ruffians may laugh, but Sama Dadati Sadhavah. Sadhus like all of you will protect. So, Vidvamsa Purayantu Tat. Please correct those mistakes. Yadatra Saushthavam Kinchi. But if there's anything nice, please remember Tad Guru Reva. It belongs to my Gurujanas. May Nahi. It doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Many of you may be wondering, those who saw the slide on Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya, how Mother Yashoda is fair complexion. Some of you may be wondering how she is fair complexion. Yeah. So, if anybody has that question, you can raise your hands, or we can take other questions here, devotees. Huh?
Can I answer?
Yeah, sure.
I have to go back and look at my notes on this.
Yeah.
But there's places where it says that she has a dark complexion.
Okay.
So there's some sources that say she has a dark complexion and some that say she has a fair complexion.
Okay, wonderful.
So I can't remember that right off the top of my head. I'd have to.
No problem. I'll remember on top of it. I will. So here is Srimad Bhagavatam 10.9.4. This is.
It's also in the Nectar Devotion.
Yeah, and in Sri Baladev Vidya Bhushan 10.9.3, I think, Srila Baladev Vidya Bhushan's commentary, he says, this is Sri Baladev Vidya Bhushan's commentary on the verse, which is Shaumam Vasa Pritukati Tate Piprati Sutra Nadham Putrasne Hasnuta Kuchayagam Jat Kampam Sasubru. So this is in the commentary to this, in Vaishnavanandini commentary to this, Sri Baladev Vidya Bhushan says, dear devotees, Vidyude Gauri Iyam Mantra Pitha Varane Drishta. Vidyude Gauri Iyam. Some places in utterance of mantra she is Gauri. Gauri is the meaning of she is fair. Indivara Shama iti kvachit. Some others say she is as dark as a beautiful lotus, Sham complexion. So both complexions are same, so there is no incompatibility with what is given in the Vatsalya Rasayanam. Nanda Maharaj is Gora, Yashoda Maya is Gori. And Gori, but the child is really good. How it happened, we don't know. Really good. This is Vatsalya Rasayanam. Very, very nice. About 100 verses of pertaining to Vatsalya Ras and purely dedicated to Shri Krishna Leela. So wonderful. Okay. And yes, Prabhu.
So thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. So Prabhu, here we are taking the help of the verses, for our to facilitate our smana.
Yeah.
But it is also said that the pictures speak much louder than the words.
Pictures speak much louder than the words.
And so, can we take the help of the pictures, to facilitate our smara, or some paintings, or?
Yeah. So the question is, can we take help of paintings in order to facilitate the smaran? Of course, in the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, it is said. 7:132. Tasmat kenapyupayena Krishne niveshaye. So therefore, one must somehow or other think of Krishna. Somehow or other, one must think of Krishna. Right?
So a follow-up to that would be, Prabhu, like when we are seeing the picture, we are seeing the
imagination of the artist.
Wonderful. And then where is my own
Interpretation.
You are seeing the imagination of a particular artist, but when looking at the painting, it is reminding you of a certain pastime. You are remembering the pastime in the mood of seva. That by remembering this, I wish to have some favorable memory of Sri Krishna. Let's say if somebody remembers you favorably, wouldn't you say that they did a seva for you? Yes or no?
Yes.
So by remembering Sri Krishna favorably, you ended up rendering a seva. Seva unmukhe hi jihvado swayam eva spuratya. As soon as there is seva unmukta, in the morning I was saying, as soon as there is inclination for seva, immediately Bhagwan descends and becomes non-different from the image. And he appears in that image. And also in the morning I had shown this following verse. Shaili Darumai Lauhi Lepya Lektacha Saikati Manomai Manimai Pratima Ashtavidha Smrita. And one of the types of deities is what? Paint. So paint is also one of the 8 types of paints. So can Bhagwan appear in paint?
Yes.
Of course he can. But what's the difference between that painting and imagination? Seva. Okay. Once the inclination is for rendering seva. Swayam eva spuratya. Sometimes you might have seen the old deities. They don't look very much like Krishna. You might have old deities. Once I went to Narsingapalli, which is on the other side of the river. How many of you have seen Narsimhadev on Narsingapalli, other side of the river? So first time they said this is Narsimhadev, I had to look twice. Said hey, this is Narsimhadev. So it looks like Narsimhadev, but very old deity. Very old deity. But is Narsimhadev present? Of course, why? Because there is which mode? Seva. Mode is there. Therefore, Bhagwan Narsimhadev is present there. You might have seen old deities, they look a little rugged. But is Bhagwan present there?
Yes.
Our new ISKCON deities, they look spick and span, all fully polished. Is Bhagwan Sri Krishna there?
Yes.
Which factor?
Seva.
Even if it doesn't look, it doesn't have limbs and hands and legs. In Shaligram, is Sri Krishna there?
Yes.
But Seva. I hope you are able to understand. So this is Seva Mukhehi Jivado Swayameva Spurati Adana. So I hope that answers your query to some degree of satisfaction. Wonderful. So next query. Okay, yourself, Prabhu.
Can I just follow with clarification for my own benefit, Prabhu? So my understanding is that because we are using material senses, material mind, we can only relate to experiences in this realm. You know, like all our experiences are based on it, and whatever we can imagine or think about is still capturing this particular realm due to our coverings. But meditating about Krishna or trying to visualize some form and pastimes and stuff like that is not that we see Krishna as he is in Goloka Vrindavan because we have the service attitude performing those activities. That's accepted as by Krishna as service, and that's what makes it spiritual and makes it remembrance of Krishna.
Yeah. So this is what was discussed in the morning. That when you have seva unmukha, when you are inclined to seva, that's when Sri Krishna descends on the image within the mind. A wonderful verse in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in this regard, and I will try to quote that particular verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Let's see if it is in this one. आविर्भूय मनोवृत्तौ व्रजन्ति तत्स्वरूपताम् आविर्भूय मनोवृत्तौ, appearing on the functions of the mind, appearing on the images of the mind. Vrajanti tatswarupatam, it takes those shapes. So Bhakti Devi, Bhakti Ras, so this basically this rati, it appears on the faculties of the mind, takes the shape of whatever form, quality, pastime the mind is thinking of. Why? Because there is one mood there, which is the mood of seva. Genuine mood of seva is there. Bhagwan becomes non-different from the image in the mind. Thus, a seva is rendered. You end up performing smarana. As simple as that. So this is the factor in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which we all need to understand. Otherwise, it becomes such a complicated thing. Throughout our life, we will remain confused whether I was performing genuine smarana or whether I was imagining. So, we only need to understand that particular verse. Ataha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhave grahya indriyai sevon mukhehi suvado swayam eva surati. That verse, if understood nicely, then we will be easily able to understand. Right? So, yes, I hope that.
Yeah, and so when Krishna reveals himself to us, where we progress on our devotional life, the time we switch to meditating on him and his form he reveals to us.
Yeah, he reveals that form to us. Sri Jiva Goswami specifies this in the Priti Sandarbha, where he says that there are Sakshatkar. Bhagavad Sakshatkar means there is actually Sakshatkar, there is direct vision of Shri Krishna, and there are two types of Sakshatkar, Anta Sakshatkar and Bahir Sakshatkar. So Sri Jiva Goswami in the Priti Sandarbha specifies lots of types of Sakshatkar, and there are two types of Sakshatkar. See here, Bahir Sakshatkar. What is Bahir Sakshatkar? Where he comes externally in front of your eyes. That is known as Sakshatkar, Bahir Sakshatkar. Antah Sakshatkar, where he appears in the heart. Both images are same, but this time he is showing his actual form. He is not descending upon a manovritti. He is not descending upon an image in the mind. This time he is showing himself. And example of when Bhagwan shows himself is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. ध्यायतश्चरणाम्बोजम् भावनिर्चितचेतसा उत्कण्ठ्याश्रुकलाक्षस्य नित्यासीन्मे शनैर्हरिः ध्यायतश्चरणाम्बोजम्. Narad Muni is saying, as I was meditating on his lotus feet, Bhava Nirjita Chetasa, my heart was, I was on which stage? Bhava. One stage remaining. Bhava Nirjita Chetasa, I have attained the stage of Bhava. Autkantya Ashru Kalakshasya, my eyes were filling with tears. Hridi Asin Me Shanai, gradually on the corridors of my heart, somebody appeared. And his name is mentioned at the very end. Who appeared?
Hari.
He appeared on the corridors of my heart. This is first Antardarshan. Narad Muni is getting Antah Sakshatkar. Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love.
Please wait. This is bhav. Huh? Technical term is what? Bhav. My mind was having which stage? Bhav. Please be there.
Tears rolled down from my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
Yes. So this, dear devotees, is Antah Sakshatkar, also known as Antar Darshan. And then Shri Krishna told him something. I am sorry. This is the last darshan you will get in this life. Because those who are not fully pure can hardly attain me. Is he not fully pure?
Levels of purity.
Yes or no?
Not at this stage.
He is on which stage?
Bhav.
And on the stage of bhav also little impurities remain. Those impurities are fully driven away on which stage? Yes.
I had a couple things. I wonder if first could you pull up Bhagavatam 3:28-34?
Sure, man.
Maybe go through the verse in the first paragraph of the purport.
Evam harau bhagavati pratilabdha bhavau bhaktya dravad hridaya utpulakah pramodat autkantya bashpakalaya muhurardhyamanas tachapi chitya badisham shanakair viyunkte. Evam harau bhagavati pratilabdha bhavau. In this way, in Bhagavan Shri Hari, pratilabdha bhavau, one developing this, having developed this bhav, bhaktya dravad hridaya utpulakah pramodat, due to bhakti, bhav bhakti, dravad hridaya, his heart is melting, utpulakah, the hairs are standing on end, pramodat, due to that joy, autkantya bashpakalaya, and this eager tears of eagerness are flowing from his eyes, muhurardhyamanas, and is afflicted by this. Tachapi chitta badisham shanakair viyunkte. And this chitta badisham means the fish, badish is fish, is attracted by giving that hook. So, by following this course, the yogi gradually develops pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari. In the course of his progress in devotional service, the hairs on his body stand erect through excessive joy, and he is constantly bathed in a stream of tears occasioned by intense love. Gradually, even the mind which he used as a means to attract the Lord, as one attracts a fish to a hook, withdraws from material activity. Yes.
And the first paragraph of the purport, I think this is the relation between the mind and the manifestation is so clear in this first.
Here it is clearly mentioned that meditation, which is an action of the mind, is not the perfect stage of samadhi or absorption. Dhyan is not samadhi. Dhyan was which stage? Devotee state 3. In the beginning, the mind is employed in attracting the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in the higher stages, there is no question of using the mind.
Yeah, just that.
Huh.
That it just so, first one's using the mind to attract, and I'm sure you'll know where exactly Stephen Goswami says it, how the Lord walks the path of our meditation, that the Lord enters our consciousness by walking the path of our meditation.
Yeah, this is, initially one has to put some effort. Later, Bhagavan himself walks, which is we called Dhruva Anusmriti. Dhruva Anusmriti is repeated, automatic, fixed remembrance. Dhruva Anusmriti, the effort is not there. There is no question of employing the effort of the mind. That's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. The meaning of there is no question of using the mind is there is no question of employing the effort of the mind. It happens automatically. Bhagavan walks on the corridors of the mind and the heart. Yeah, that is what it is.
I have a practical question.
Sure.
About Dhruvanusmriti and Samadhi. So, Prabhupada in 12.2 Bhagavad Gita, he talks about you're cooking in the kitchen, you're going to the market in Samadhi. If it's like a Sangha Yoga Samadhi, it would be a little dangerous. You drive and cook and that kind of stuff. And then at Dhruvanusmriti, we have 8.7. Mam Anusram Vijitcha. Again, we have, you're fighting a battlefield. On the battlefield, you're fully thinking of Krishna, but also you're trying to kill people and you're trying not to get killed, which seems to be very. And then I also think when one of my favorite verses when Bhishma is dying, and it said, then the way Prabhupada translated this, then that man who spoke on many subjects with thousands of meanings, he's kind of extrapolating that Sanskrit process, and fought on thousands of battlefields with thousands of men, stopped speaking and fixed his wide open eyes on the personality of God who stood before him with four hands, with his garments that glittered and shone. And it seems that, when we're busy in our life with so many subjects, with thousands of meetings and fighting on thousands of battlefields, with thousands of men going to the store and cooking in the kitchen. And can you give us some practical hints as to how to do all of those at the same, which is what we're instructed to do all of those, and at the same time come to these stages of Dhruva Smriti and Samadhi?
Oh, wonderful. So, short summary of the question is how to go about your day-to-day activities and reach the stage of Dhruva Smriti and Samadhi. So, it is specified in the most important verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And who knows what is the most important verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam? एवं व्रत स्वप्रिय नाम कीर्त्या
एवं वृत स्वप्रिय नाम कृत्या
रागो द्रुतचित्त उच्चै
चित्त उच्चय
अगद्य दोरोदिति रौतिकायति
गायति
माधवन् नृत्यते लोकवाय
उन्मादे लोकवाय
एवं व्रतः, a person who has thus become dedicated. Swapriya Nama Kirtya, select your favorite naam, select your favorite song, select your favorite description and sing away. Whether you are cooking, whether you are driving, whatever you are doing, that limb of bhakti, kirtan, will help you at that particular point of time when Smaran will not be able to help you directly. Which limb will help you? Kirtan. So, while driving, they are singing a song from the previous poets. And while singing a song from the previous poets, at that point of time, Jat Anuraga, they will develop that Anurag. Druta Chitta, heart will melt. And gradually, Uchchai Hasati Atho, gradually they will become Thoda Pagal. Atho Roditi Rauti Gayati, then they will start singing like a madman here and there. Unmadavan, then they will become Unmad, Thoda, in like an intoxicated crazy person. Nrityati Lokabahya, completely not caring for the external good. This is how gradually we have to take help of this kirtan while we are driving, while we are cooking, etc. Because that kirtan can immediately, very quickly bring us into that state of consciousness. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is said, Bhayantaranshe Sharshika Chalakam Bhagendriyam Syadhyadi Samyatam Sada Uttam Sthiram Sad Bhagavat Smritau Tada Samyak Pravarteta Tata Smriti Phalam Bahya Rishika. What is the meaning of Rishika? Senses. Bahya Rishika, Antar Rishika. All the senses work, they are working how to control all of them. So it is said, Advaita Chandrapur, please read.
If the sense of speech, which sets all the external and internal senses in motion, is brought under constant control, then the mind becomes stable and can properly engage in transcendental remembrance of the Lord. Remembrance thus develops as the fruit of chanting.
Wonderful. This is the glorious conclusion. See how important Kirtan is. Na? Next time, I'll try to give something on Kirtan. The essential oil of all the limbs is which limb? But now you are taking help of the glorious lady, Vishnu devotees. You are driving and suddenly you feel like singing. And then there are songs by Chandidas, Vidyapati, many Govinda Das, so many other poets. And suddenly you are singing those songs. Those songs are actually so attractive. If you sing the songs that Mahaprabhu used to sing, oh my goodness, those songs are wonderful. I will try to bring out one such song, which is from our Vaishnava poet Chandidas. Devotees, how many of us would like to sing the song from Chandidas? So I will try to bring out one particular song from Chandidas, and this particular song, we will try to sing from Vaishnava Kavi Chandidas. You can sing this song in devotees, please. This is Sri Radha in separation from Sri Krishna. And now this song you can sing easily when anybody wants to remember Sri Radha in a state of separation. Radha ki ailo antare बसिया विरले नागे गए
बसिया
What is the dilemma which is disturbing Sri Radha? Basiya virale, sitting alone, thakaye kale in a solitary place. Na shune kahar katha. She doesn't listen to anyone or anything. What is she doing? Sadai re aare chahe mega paane. Jamana yogini para.
Ramana Yogini
Constantly meditating on the cloud because the cloud looks like whom? Chahe mega pane, she wants to drink that dark cloud. Na chale nayana tara, her eyelids do not move. Virati ahare, she had stopped taking food. Ranga was pare, she wears saffron cloth now, reddish cloth. Jamana yogini pa, exactly like a yogi. A yogi meditates, stops eating and wears reddish cloth. So Sri Radha has also become exactly like a yogini. Chandidas says, Elaya bene guler gardune. Gare khashai chuli. Azidavaya jaya mega bane. Ki gahe duhat tule. Elia Veni, she removes her braids because she wants to see that dark color again very close to her. Fuler Gantuni opens the flowers. Dekha khashai chuli, sees the open braid and remembers that dark color. Hasita Bayane, with a smiling face, again she looks at the cloud. Chahe megha pane, again she wants to drink. Ki kahe du haath tuli, like a mad lady. I don't know what she said while raising her hands. Ekadidi gare, mayura mayure, kanta gare, rikshana. Ekadidi gare, mayura mayure, kanta gare, rikshana. चंडीदास नव परिचय कालिया बंधु रसाने एक दिची करी मयूर मयूरी कंठ करे suddenly she sees that person. Whom does she see? Krishna. Mayur Mayuri Kantha Kare Nirikshan, the peacock and the peahen looked at each other. Who is the peacock in this analogy? Krishna. And who is the golden colored peahen? Ek drishti kari Mayur Mayuri Kantha Kare Nirikshane. They both are looking at the throats of each other. Who will speak first? Both of them are not willing to introduce each other. This is the stage of Purvarag. Chandidas ka hai. Chandidas says, Nava Parichay, this is new affection, Kaliya Bandhu Rasane, for this dark complexion friend. This is Kirtan devotees. What is this? Kirtan. So you are cooking. Radha Gihalo Antare Vyatha Basiya Virale Thagaya Kale Nasune Kahar Katha Sadai Deyane Chahe Megha Pane Najale Nayan Tara Viradi Ahare Rangavaz Bare Jamana Yogini Para. So everybody sing away like this. Kirtan will immediately bring what under control? The mind. And you will have pinpointed focus on the Leela of Sri Krishna. And therefore, Sri Brihad Bhagavatamritam was saying this thing. That if the sense of speech, which sets all the external and internal senses in motion, is brought under constant control. How is it brought under constant control? By singing kirtan devotees. Then the mind becomes stable and can properly engage in remembering in transcendental remembrance of the Lord. Remembrance thus develops as the fruit of meditation. So this, I hope that answers your query to some degree of satisfaction. Sing away, devotees, sing away. Swapriyanam. But which naam devotees? Swapriyanam. Don't take anybody else's Priyanam. It is your own Priyanam. It should be yours. You should feel this naam belongs to whom? Me. This naam is mine. This form is mine. This quality is mine. This pastime is mine. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It belongs to me. When you will have that specialty, then you will be able to relish within your heart, because every devotee wants to feel that I am the most special. Yes or no, devotees? Huh? Who here wants to become second best in the spiritual world? Please raise your hand. Nobody wants to become second best, right? So, dear devotees, one should have that feeling, I am the most special. And the Brihad Bhagavatamritam also says this. The Brihad Bhagavatamritam, it says, Gopaste Koti Koti Shaha. Yes. Balakas Taruna Vridha. Gopaste Koti Koti Shaha. Vidur Mahapreyan. Krishnasya Netara. Bhagavatamrit 3.6.211 in the BBT edition. Please read the translation, Prabhu. Please read the translation, Prabhu.
Every one of the millions and millions of cowherds, the children, young people, and elders think, I alone am most dear to Krishna.
Devotees, please repeat after me. I alone am most dear to Krishna. Who would like to have that feeling? Please raise your hands. Externally, servant of the servant of the servant. Servant of the servant of the servant. Will Krishna be able to see you using binoculars or not? Yes. So, everybody should feel, I alone am most dear to Krishna. And this feeling should be given naturally to each and every resident of Goloka. Wonderful. So, I hope that answers. Should we pause or should we take more?
See how many questions are there. Who has questions? Can you raise your hand? You can see a number. 1, 2. Okay, so we can.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. First you, Prabhu, then I'll come to you. Yes.
Right. So just a continuation of that. So in the Bhagavatam again, during the Rasa dance,
Rasa dance.
Rasa dance.
In our society, everything has ending with R. Japa. Japa is a flower. I don't know. Japa is a flower. Japa. What should it be, Prabhu? Sorry, it's not only you. Many people do it. It should be Japa. Right? Arjuna. No. Arjuna. Krishna. No. Krishna is the name of Draupadi. Krishna is the name of Sri Nandanandan. Wonderful. So,
during the dance,
during Rasa dance.
That's Radharani actually, she's the most closest to Krishna.
Okay.
Then he actually disappears for some time.
Okay.
So just compare that with.
In the Rasa dance, or whether Bhagwan is sitting with the cowherds, every gopi or every cowherd boy will feel Bhagwan is looking only towards me. In that way, they get the feeling, I alone am the most special. Bhagwan disappears because all of them develop pride, the gopis. Now, some people have a misunderstanding that this is material pride. This is absolutely not material pride. This is garva. Garva is a sanchari bhav, a transitory emotion that appears in Madhurya Ras. And this is a natural transitory emotion. It is not a material emotion, because people say, oh, see, gopis also, when they develop pride, Krishna disappeared. So you should not develop pride. So like this, people say, no, garva is one of the sanchari bhav, side effect of Madhurya Ras. They develop garva. They experience some transcendental pride. Bhagwan took that as an opportunity to introduce viraha, separation. So all of them realized Bhagwan has disappeared from it between us. They all started searching. Then they came to realize Bhagwan has gone with a special gopi. They traced her footsteps in the forest. Then they realized, oh, he had some more affection for this particular gopi. But Yoga Maya will quickly make them forget all of that. Again, they will think this one thing, that I alone am most dear to Sri Krishna. Alright, now this is the general feeling of the residents of the spiritual world. I alone am the most dear to Sri Krishna. Okay, or I alone am the most dear to Sri Radha. In case somebody becomes a servant of whom? Sri Radha in the spiritual world, then they will think I alone am the most dear to Sri Radha. Whatever service they get, accordingly they will think like that. So there is no inconsistency in this. Okay, thank you. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, can you just explain a little bit how it relates, like Smarna of, for example, or the Vaishnavas or Lord Chaitanya pastimes?
Oh, wonderful. So how does Smaran of Guru, Smaran of Mahaprabhu, Smaran of Mahaprabhu's Leela relate to the Smaran of Radha Krishna?
Yeah, just because I'm thinking this can also be a practice applied to
Wonderful. Yeah.
But this is all
Krishna. Wonderful. So there are manuals of Smaran which have been spoken by our previous acharyas. So there is the Gaura Govinda Archan Smaran Paddhati. In the Gaura Govinda Archan Smaran Paddhati, the meditation on Guru is also recommended. I will pull out from the Gaura Govinda Archan Smaran Paddhati of Sri Dhyan Chandra Goswami, where he specifies the Guru Dhyanam. Here is the verse on whose Dhyan? Guru Dhyan. So, in this way, there is a verse which gives meditation. Now, I am not going to give the meditation because this is for those who are initiated in this particular line. Basically, there is Guru Dhyanam. There is meditation on the form of Sri Guru. And then there is also meditation on Mahaprabhu, meditation on his associates, This is performed through sadhak deha. Sadhak deha means the body of the practitioner. This current body that we are having is known as which deha? Sadhak deha, the body of the practitioner. And remembrance of Radha Krishna Leela in an active manner, not in a passive manner. In an active manner, it requires the attainment of another body, which is technically called as Siddha Deha. Alright? So passively we can remember through this mind, but active remembrance requires the attainment of what is known as Siddha Deha. So Seva, remembrance is of both types. Through Sadhak Deha, Seva is also through Siddha Deha. This is specified in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this verse is as follows in Madhya Lila. Seva sadhaka rupena
Seva sadhaka
rupena siddha rupena chatrahi
Siddha rupena chatrahi
bhavalipsuna karya Kanusaratah. You are able to see the text, Prabhu, on the screen. Can you please read the translation by Srila Prabhupada loudly, Prabhuji?
The advanced devotee who is inclined to spontaneous loving service should follow the activities of a particular associate of Krishna in Vrindavan.
Okay, particular associate of Krishna in Vrindavan. This associate can be the 6 Goswamis, Mahaprabhu, and this associate can be one of the eternal associates, Nanda, Yashoda, etc. So please read ahead.
He should execute service eternally.
Externally.
Externally as a regulative devotee, as well as internally from a self-realization. Thus, he should perform devotional service both externally and internally.
I hope you are able to understand. So, Seva, Smaran is performed through the Sadhak Deha. Seva, Smaran is also performed from the point of view of Goloka Vrindavan. Both are allowed to the qualified person. So, one should approach the Guru and one should ask for more directions in as to how one can progress. Because this is not something to be done independent of the guidance of the Guru. This I have to say. Because what we may read a textbook and say, now I am ready to do this. No. The first limb of Bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Does anybody know what is the first limb of Bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Guru Padashrayas. And the second limb is also equally important. Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam. So first taking Diksha and Shiksha from the Guru. And then we will be able to complete clarity about what to do through the sadhak body, what to do through the siddha body. Both bodies we will. I am just giving you little indication, little hint. I am doing Digdarshan. I am showing you the direction. This is the direction. So I am doing Digdarshan. But details I cannot specify because details have to be gotten after Diksha. From whom? From the Guru. So I hope that answer satisfies.
Basically, it also applies to Gaura Lila.
Of course it applies to Gaura Lila. Gaura Govinda Archan Smaran Paddhati. What is the name of the book? Gaura and Govinda. Both are there. Gaura and Govinda. You remember Gaura through which body? Sadhak body or Siddha body? Sadhak body. You remember Govinda through which body? Siddha body. Archana, worship of them, and Smarana Paddhati. To perform Archana and Smaran. A Smaran of both Gaura, Smaran also of Govinda. Gaur Govinda Archan Smaran Paddhati by Sri Padhyan Chandra Goswami. Here is the name of the book. Sri Gaur Govinda Archana Smarana Paddhati of Sri Dhyan Chandra Goswami. Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur recommends this book because as he says Bahipantha, he says this is one path of attaining perfection, but this path is based on Vidhi. This path is based on what? Vidhi. There is a Bhakti Vinod Thakur calls Bahirpantha, external path, and Antahpantha, internal path. He says this is Bahipantha. Bahipantha, this is external path. But there is no reason specified as to why this is the external path and why Sri Raghunath Das Goswami's songs are considered as which path? Internal path. No reason was given. So I am telling the reason today. The reason is because this literature is based on Vidhi Marg. Which Marg they devotees? Vidhi Marg. Raghunath Das Goswami is based on which Marg? Rag Marg. Therefore, this is Bahipantha. This is external path. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami's path is which path? Antahapantha. This dear devotees, you will look. It was very difficult to understand this confusion because this comment was not given to me. I was only told every time I mentioned this literature, people, oh, it is the external path. Oh, it is the external. They are discarding. Oh, Dhyan Chandra Goswami. Oh, external path. They don't understand the value of Vidhi. I hope you're able to. They don't understand the value of Vidhi. Vidhi teaches regulation. But then you can switch over to which pantha? Antararadha, the path given by Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. But all of this is to be done under whose guidance, dear devotees? So please don't try this at home. All right? Very important. Please don't try this at home.
And we should mention that Hari Parshad Prabhu translated Raghunath Das Goswami's description of the internal path.
Yeah. So, Mana Shiksha was translated with great help and support from Mother Urmila. I managed to do, somewhat childish attempt at translating Mana Shiksha. So this is the books are available, and Mother Urmila also has. Once again, I am reminding, she has done a wonderful book on Sri Krishna, Smaranam, Krishna Meditations. And if you go to Amazon, you can find the book. What is the name of the book? Krishna Meditations.
And you can also find the Manashiksha that you translated.
Okay, yeah. You can also find the Manashiksha. So, but specifically, our topic is related to what Sri Krishna Smarana. So first, you should look up homework for all of us. Huh? Go home and look up which book everybody is Krishna Meditation. If you're interested, please take a copy, and it is written by Mother Urmila. So, thank you. Yes, one last query, Prabhuji. Rishikesh Prabhu. Wonderful.
Just a simple question. When I chant my rounds, what kind of seva bhava or prayer I should chant so that it may evoke the mercy of the Lord to descend? Otherwise, I just keep on doing the same.
So I specified in the morning, Prabhupada was speaking about chanting. Perhaps you were not there in the morning.
I just
okay, no problem. Once in the correspondence to Pallavi Devi, Sri Prabhupada said something, and I will try to point this out. Prabhu, Rishikesh Prabhu, please read the highlighted
I think Hare Krishna, you should always feel the presence of Krishna in person. And as soon as you remember Krishna in person, you can remember also his talks with Arjuna. If you cannot remember Krishna in person, you should try to hear attentively the word Krishna. Here as you go, Hare as you go on chanting.
So while chanting Hare Krishna, the best thing is one should always consider the Naam non-different from Bhagavan, and thus consider Bhagavan to be present and perform Smaran spontaneously. This is Seva. What is this? Seva. Let's say somebody says, let's say I go back to India and I call you and I say, Rishikesh Prabhu, I was missing you. I remembered you. How will you feel, Prabhuji?
Oh, I feel so good.
Give that feeling to that original Rishikesh. I hope they will do. Isn't it? So, Rishikena, Rishikesha, Seva, Bhakti Ruchyate. What a wonderful name you have. Huh? So, I was remembering you, Rishikesh Prabhu. Ever since I went away from North Carolina, my heart is unstable. I remember all the nice, friendly conversations we had. And in Mumbai, I have no good friends. So I am remembering you. So, if I say that genuinely to you, you will feel nice. So that Smaran itself is what, Prabhu? Seva. That Smaran itself is Seva. To remember somebody with love is Seva. Sometimes we think only doing hard work is Seva. No. To remember somebody with love is one of the best Seva that you can do for them. So, Smaran is very much essential. And then if you can't do Smaran easily, then you at least hear the Naam. That one. I'm very happy. Yes, Prabhu. You want to ask something?
Yeah, one last question.
Oh, wonderful. We have one extra question, bonus question from
So, Prabhuji, let's say we are studying Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, I'm not talking of 10th canto but anything, and then we think about it during the day. Is that like kind of Smaran that is preparing us for Smaran of Nam, Rup, Gunila?
So, Smaran of first 10 cantos?
No. Bhagavad Gita or anything except the direct Krishna pastime. If you are thinking like you read something and during the day you are thinking about that, Is that Smaran that leads to Smaran of Non-Rup Gun Leela?
Okay, that for the first 9 cantos of Bhagavad Gita. So when you are remembering that, you are basically performing Smaran mainly as a part of Vaidhi Bhakti. Because Raga Bhakti, it begins in Vrindavan. The domain of Raga Bhakti is what? Vrindavan. Outside of Vrindavan, you are performing Smaran. That Smaran mainly falls in the domain of Vaidhi Bhakti. Very good. Very, very good. Why? We need Vidhi. Why do we need Vidhi? We need something to practice. Unless we have a ground to practice, how will we execute when we reach the 10th canto? So, wonderful. So, practice in the first 9 cantos. Practice remembering. And much better than remembering, I'll tell you. Start taking sides with one of the characters. Start taking sides with one of the characters. Sahriday. When you watch a drama, are you like, I am equal to everybody? You become one in mind with one particular character. Some people watch Mahabharata and say, I feel for Karna. Poor Karna. Poor Karna. Like this. Achha, theek hai. You became Sahriday to whom? Karna. So you will develop qualities like whom? Karna. Some people watch Ramayana. Ravana. So you become like whom? So similarly, take sides. Take sides with the person who was favoring Bhagwan. Then see the pastime from that empathetic point of view. That's the difference between a newsreader reading and actually bhavana, doing a catharsis of the emotions on the basis of the pastime. This catharsis is a very wonderful term. Who knows what is the meaning of catharsis? Nobody knows. Okay. So, dear devotees, while I am speaking, somebody can look up on their phone the meaning of catharsis, and then they can tell me what is the meaning of catharsis. Catharsis, catharsis. Then, dear devotees, this catharsis is very much needed for experiencing what the pastime is like. This catharsis is the release of emotions through poetry, drama, and other literature. One who is an expert connoisseur in literature knows the art of catharsis. So, who got the meaning of catharsis? You got Rohinandan too?
Yeah, catharsis refers to the process of releasing strong, repressed, or pent-up emotions, resulting in a sense of relief, renewal, and psychological restoration.
Okay, I will read that. Catharsis refers to the process of releasing strong, repressed, or pent-up emotions. Now, the language here is repressed. Sai bhav. Are you able to understand? Sai bhav. It is not repressed, it is innate. What is it, dear devotees? Innate. So, catharsis refers to the process of releasing innate emotions, resulting in a sense of relief, renewal, and psychological restoration. Ras bhavana is the important term here. So, you ended up having ras bhavana, little ras bhavana. You started. First 9 cantos are good ground for practicing ras bhavana, but don't get stuck in the first 9 cantos. Because that is which mark? Vaidhi mark. But our Mahaprabhu has come to give which mark? Raga. Our Mahaprabhu has come to give the pristine path of Raga. Final verse. Prema rasa niryasa Arte aswadana Raga marga bhakti loke Te pracharana Sika Shekhar Krishna Aram Karuna Idui hetu aite Udgama
The Lord's desire to appear was born from 2 reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God, and he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction.
What is the technical term for spontaneous attraction? Which mark?
Raga.
He wanted to propagate. Really what is Mahaprabhu wanted to propagate. Which mark?
Radha.
But that mark cannot be propagated unless one has understood the foundational mark. Which mark?
Vidhi.
mark. Vidhi is very much needed because most of the principles of Vidhi will be carried forward in which mark?
Raga.
In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said most of the principles of Vidhi mark will be carried forward in Raga mark. Therefore, one should properly learn which mark?
Vidhi mark.
And Vidhi doesn't mean beating yourself with rules and regulations. Vidhi means understanding what is given in Shastra to please Bhagavan. That is known as which mark? Vidhi mark. So, the training. It is not Anushasan, not strong discipline. It is training. Train ourselves on the path of what Shastra says. And then you have access to which canto, Prabhu?
10th
Canto. Oh, wonderful. Now you reach the Samam Bonam, the sweet pastimes which are based on Ragma. You have practiced already. You have done Rasa Bhavana already in 9 cantos. When you come to 10th canto, my goodness, you are already a connoisseur. And then you will very easily be able to do it. So, Bhumika.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Chalo. I'm very, very thankful, Prabhuji.
Haribo.
Please excuse any mistakes from my side. And the devotees, very, very grateful to each and every one of you. And very, very thankful to Srila Prabhupada for this wonderful society that he has created for all of us. Right? Thank you very much, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for like every time you come here, it's just like it's like you get to relish. Like I mean, today's evening katha, like every verse was like so relishable, and overall, like the 3 sessions have been like really, I would say like very eye opening to bring out the real heart of sadhana bhakti, point that we all can think and then you apply it in our sadhana. So we're very, very grateful to you for coming here, blessing us with your tremendous like your depth of wisdom and these practical, these very, very important points in our sadhana. So very, very grateful to you, Prabhu. And on behalf of entire New Goloka community, we request you next time you please come for a longer time. At least you had a whole weekend of katha with you. So please.
Rohini Nandan Prabhu is the one who devotees, please complain to him. I get limited number of days, but I'll try to allocate more next time.
Thank you.
Prabhu, we need training how to use folio.
Acha.
Yes.
Well, training I will give to use folio, but additional training is needed how to remember the references. Training. My wife will file a police complaint.
You can come here to search for you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again. Let's give a big round of applause to
I want to mention that normally, like whenever we have programs, we all like different Matajis contribute and help with the prasadam. This time, Mataji with her friends, she cooked the entire prasadam for everyone. So let's do a big Haribol for. After your friends are here, who help you? Can you raise your hand, Mataji, who helps with the cooking? Sure. Thank you for hosting.
Let's sing together, dear devotees.
Maha